Hello, welcome to A Week from the Maiden. I'm off on 38, your host, and I'm joined by Jahvaro, who's gone for a minute, so we'll be back soon. I'll just get brackets set up and then we'll be ready.
Okay.
We're on stream now. Say hello.
Hello. Hello. Well, this is ATM60. I don't really know what to say aside from that. We're waiting for something to happen. So.
Just gonna make the first, I've lost the word, I don't know what to say.
Well, here's another thing. Mothfan is actually on voice. This is the Mothfan 48.
The 48.
Kubob speedrunning. He's the Kubob speedrunner. So this is what he sounds like. Not me, but him.
Sorry for the accent.
I love accents.
Okay, I think we'll do you versus Shadowpel first. I just need to make the ping.
Okay. Well, here we go.
Okay, can you just wait for me? I need to get the scoreboard set up.
Yeah, I'm not rushing into anything.
Okay, I'm ready. Whenever Shadowpelt is.
Alright, Shadowpelt, it's up to you. Okay, me versus Shadowpelt. Okay, good. Blind pick is on. I thought it wasn't on, and then I realized that it's because I'm playing. But I don't know. It's probably my Frost versus Shadowpelt's Worm. Given that those are our mains. But we'll see what we get. Shadowpelt's confirming that I'm ready, so he's ready. Let's go. Alright, we're loading in.
I got set up just in time.
Let's go.
Good luck with the set.
Thank you. It is indeed Frost versus Worm. Shadowpelt opting to run. Wait, actually, not quite running straight at me. Shadowpelt opting to macro in my direction. Eventually.
He's just not attacking.
He's doing some movement. He's analyzing the pattern, trying to figure out how to get in. I'm continuing to firing basic because it seems to be working, but he's dodging and the wall is in. So I'm going to start moving down slowly because it's movement.
I'd say Frost wins that mid-walls, what do you think?
I think I think it's still even, honestly. It might even be,
Really?
oh god, that caught me by surprise. He's starting to make plays now. This is a very different style from what Shadow Pelt normally does. He's normally a lot more aggressive, but this time he decided to wait me, oh god, wait me out.
We might need to check if his controller was working. Like, as broken buttons.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he seems to be going along right now. He's just kind of playing. He's playing a much more back style, which is very unorthodox for Shadow Pelt. He's well known for being the most aggressive worm the world has ever seen.
Yeah, it's mad.
But he's playing very back here. Anyway, to get back to what you were saying, I do think that maybe Worm might have an advantage because of Noe Fire, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on that. It still feels pretty even no matter what you do, because
You could
Frost
just-
also has...
You could just try and keep your stun, so...
Yeah, I can keep my stun and just parry, so it might just be a game of like who can survive forever. It's a pretty even matchup, I would say. It's probably harder for Worm to play, but I still think it's even. Maybe Shadow Pelt has different opinions on it.
I think this is my best matchup.
Yeah, the matchup tends to equalize on skills, I think, because there's not much that Worm really do. So, kind of hard for, you know, it's like, if you feel like a, like, better, like, players, but you're playing Frost, like, it's kind of a different thing. So,
Yeah, Frost
the
can just
younger-
micro everything.
But anyway, we Shadow Pelt Bill not go aggressively. He's just trying to, like, get in my base 8. He's playing tackling than he normally does. Normally he just tries to scare to getting a hit. This time doing a lot of analysis. Seems to be... Ow. He got a hit there. He got another hit there. The double hit. So that's where it starts. But is it enough? I get the card and we go on to... Could be the last set. Seems Shadow Pelt trying to figure out what to do. By a little bit more aggressive, still just a little far away.
Movie fires some cool art.
Ow.
And he didn't punish
Well,
it.
Nope. He does not use Novi Fire and gets hit, and that's game. This style that Shadow Pelt was going for was a little... definitely very different, and I don't think it quite worked out for him here. It could be that he's trying to experiment a little bit, so maybe he might have some new trick coming into Loser's Bracket. We'll see. But for now, I win that, move on to...
Okay, I forgot to
I have
close
no idea.
registration, and now Kewpie's joined, so now the bracket's changed completely. So I'll have to figure this out.
I don't know. Fun interactive gameplay, very much so logic. So maybe we can make... What if you just put QP against me next?
So I'm gonna rig the seeding so like you play oh wait, never mind, you play Shadow Pelt round 1 anyway, so it sort of works out. Just QP has to be seeded last now. Which, you know, isn't very accurate, but it is what it is.
It's okay, he's gonna work hard against Hourai.
I mean, debatably like 2 of the top seeds are playing in winners round 1, but yeah, whatever.
It's okay, it gives us low seeders a chance to actually get somewhere.
I guess we'll do that grand finals match next then.
Well, we're gonna have I guess we're gonna have QP versus Hourai next. There's Cube.
I swear, Kewpie always sneaks in somehow. Last time he signs up as you.
Yeah, he tends to do these things.
Jahvaro's not happy with the seeding.
Jfeather is very humored by the seating. I'm up against QP in the first round. Yes, Hourai. Unless if you want to join us on commentary and help us
I'm
fix the
very
seating,
sorry.
which you can totally do, Hourai. If you want to come up and like fix this bracket, this injustice right now, we'd love to have you on the commentary.
I should have closed the bracket, but
Please, Hourai. Okay, Hourai said no. No commentary for me. I'd rather fight. He'd rather rearrange his controls than commentate. He will be accurate. I will lose. Okay, so Hourai versus QP.
this is going to be the maddest losers run ever.
Hourai is the resident Sun main versus QP, who is trolling about 60% of the time. We'll see what it is this time. QP not only playing Storm, but playing the special yellow Storm that some people use. However, QP going in for some melee tactics, it looks like. Definitely a little different. Normally he's a bit of a waller, but maybe he's using a different strategy against Sun, because Sun seems to do decently against the walls. So far, this melee tactics that QP is going for is really hard, because basic is surprisingly Camille for Storm. And basic is just big enough to make it painful to want to use against Sun. Unfortunately, QP's movement just isn't quite there. He's not moving like he normally does, feeling a little stiff, and he gets hit. Move on to the next card. Hourai looking pretty comfortable right now. Just kind of doing his thing, making breakfast like he always does.
That looks disgusting to done.
Oh, manages to get a hit. There we go. QP again going in for melee, or I wasn't expecting it. Hourai now down to 2 hearts. Gets hit by a wide. This is not going nearly as well as it was before. Hourai does not seem shaken in the slightest, though. Gets another hit with basic. He's bringing this back. Almost gets hit there, but has some pretty good movement. Gets hit with wide. QP just running in too fast, gets hit by it. Now it's down to last heart for both of them. Unfortunately, Hourai does not seem to see the basic coming towards him. Gets hit charging wide, down to the next card. This game's gonna have to end eventually. One of them is gonna lose. We'll see which one it is. Starting the next round. QP seems to be going a little bit more for walls here. Maybe he's afraid of running into wide, because he has done that a couple of times when he's running at Hourai with wide. Unfortunately, this backup that he's doing is not working very well. Hourai seems to be very comfortable dodging and is throwing out a lot of projectiles that are hard for a character as fast as Storm to dodge. However, QP gets a quick double hit in, bringing it back immediately with his melee. Gets hit by some stray diamonds, now down to his last heart of his last card of game 1. Throwing out some more projectiles. A little scared to move, in a weird position here. This spell is used. QP does not burn Flash Step. Surprised me that he didn't get hit, but he gets hit right after. Maybe he should have burned it. On to game 2. Both staying. Alright, starting out with some waffles. Throwing out a little diamonds. More waffles. Gets a hit on QP. QP's not fast enough to get out of the way. Hourai gets punished for being a little bit aggressive there. Throwing out some more basics, more wides. Kewpie seems to be kind of like switching between trying to build some small walls and trying to run in. Doesn't actually go for an aggressive play there. Maybe it was the right option because the basic was coming in. Still gets hit by the edge basic, unfortunately. Down to 2 hearts. Kewpie has Hourai nice and cornered, but isn't quite enough. He gets hit. Hourai uses that dispel, gets out. Fortunately, he gets hit by something. I think that was an uncharged basic. Not in a great position here. He held it a little too long, but he still manages to get out. I'm surprised. His dispel is coming back, and he's going to need it because he's running out of time here. There we go. It saves him. Still not in the best position, but that was a great placement for a diamond. Put it right on top of Storm. He backs up in order to avoid the first diamond. Gets trapped by the second one. That's it. Throwing out some more stuff, both sides. Been a little close. This time they're backing up. Kewpie starting to get trapped behind those wides. It's a little scary. Has to use flash up to avoid getting hit. Still gets hit by wide. It's just too hard to control a Storm. But the benefit is you get to throw out wides that you just can't predict. And oh wow, Kewpie actually gets hit before the dispel is able to save him, and that leads to 2 hits. Dangerous position for Kewpie. He wants to go in and get a melee, can't get it. Gets bonked out. And as Kewpie predicted, he is going to loser's bracket. Hourai is a winner.
Okay, I'm very sorry to Kewpie about that. That should not have happened, but...
Well, it's fine. If you didn't do it to Kewpie, then you would have done it to like me or something.
I guess it's punishment for joining late. I didn't mean it though.
It could have also been a reward for joining in late if you won it.
Now if he wins, he's got the coolest losers run.
It's free. It's always a reward. Always join in late. Always mess up bracket. Well, with that, we have...
I feel bad for Shadow Pelt. They've got Kewpie and losers round 1 now.
Yeah, that is... There's a little something. But it's okay. Shadow Pelt has plenty of time to figure out his strategy. He's been experimenting. We saw it in the game against me. He will have a lot of time to figure it out because it's going to be Logic versus Axemjinx.
Also, I should say everything's on stream, so don't play any of your games yet.
Okay. That's okay. No gaming. Yes, well done, Hourai. They say that doing the hardest thing first is usually the best. So, congratulations.
Is that a
wait.
1 or an I?
Are you ready yet, Ma?
I can't tell what Logic's name is. What's the first letter?
It's a 1.
Thanks.
But I guess they started without you. I told them to wait. Okay, starting. Logic's Lich versus
What's happened?
I told them to wait, and they started without you, and then they left because they thought that you weren't ready. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I see.
Sorry, should have said something. Do you know who Logic plays? I don't think I've seen them before. Wait, is it just...
Well...
Is it Lich?
If we ignore what we just saw earlier, Logic would be a Lich player.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention.
But yeah, Logic is typically a Lich main. Axem, typically a Frost main. Becoming more jaded, as he likes to put it. Something that all Frosts take a guilty pleasure in seeing. But anyway, we have round start. Frost versus Lich, a matchup that people have varying opinions on.
I quite like it.
I do too.
On Frost's side, I should say.
Yes, I do too, which is a sign that you are not a normal Frost.
I think I'm just quite bad at the game, so like anything I do reasonably well at is good enough for me.
I just think it's a fun matchup, and I like seeing it here, even now with what is going on here. Axem already getting art from a stun wave hit. Logic trying to put down some butterflies, but having a little bit of trouble getting in good positions while also dealing with Axem's pressure. Axem getting a good position, preventing a flower in the center. The butterflies are probably not in the best position. I'm not really one to say because I am absolutely terrible when it comes to butterfly placement with Lich.
It seems quite easy to dodge for Axem.
Yeah, it's probably not the best setup. There's only 3 butterflies on the screen, which is a sign that it's not good. Now he finally has 4 in its sort of rhombusy shape, but it's over now. I forget what I was saying, but Axem gets hit. Or, sorry, Logic gets hit. Logic push against the wall. Oh, nice, manages to go through the cards, it looks like. Gets a nice center flower. Trying to set something up here. Actually has a decent position, kind of shooting at Axem from some uncomfortable angles. Axem trying to get in there, can't quite. Logic needs to cover up a little bit more, center space, maybe wait a little longer. But he has like a nice butterfly off on the side there. I think it's a decent setup, maybe not anymore. Who knows? Axem feeling kind of restricted to the top here. Logic actually not opting to put a flower down. There we go. Drops him in there, manages to get a hit. Axem goes the other side,
Nice.
just wide, gets revenge. Got like a square arena here, which is still manageable for both sides. Logic gets hit again, down to his last card. Still dodging around a little bit. Has to put those top flower, which isn't great. I don't know what else to say really. Starting to get a little closed in now, but before it gets too cramped for Jinx to dodge, he just knocks Logic out. That's game 1. Logic is impressed, I guess? I'm not sure. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. Axem's going insane. Gets hit.
Alright, I come back to see each person who's gotten hit once.
Thanks for that, I'm not very good at this by myself.
Yeah, it's fine. The assistance was appreciated, but we can see that so far it's a lot more hit heavy, a lot more bonking than we had seen before. They're already down to 2-1, and the wall is haven't even closed yet. They should be starting to close now. As they start dodging a little better, you can see the wall is there now. Still only 3 butterflies in the field. It's finally got some up now, and kind of like an arrow type shaped triangle, whatever you want to call it. Puts down a decent spot there, but Axem's not afraid to move through the wides. He's got to start moving a little bit now. Looks like this is getting a little bit tough for Axem because it's a pretty annoying center flower there, and he ends up getting hit by all those projectiles. Axem actually loses a card. Another butterfly down, or another flower down. Starting to put down some butterflies. Which, trying to set up, but actually an unfortunate early hit might slow down Logic's progress, which Axem really, really wants. Actually has some nice sync butterflies. gets a hit. I'll actually hit on both sides. This is probably better for Lich, honestly. Trading hits is easier for her, I think. So far, there is no more flower on the field. It really seems like Logic is more reserved with his flowers. He's not really as interested in just putting him down as soon as he can. I guess he wants to save him for defense, maybe. Almost went through the cards, but ends up backing into it in the top one. Axem not wanting to let go of this advantage, trying to maintain center as best he can, and it works out well. Logic uses his card.
So it's set points for Logic.
Absolutely. Early hit, Logic does not like that. He's cramped, he's pushed up against the wall, actually very uncomfortable position. There's just too many mix-ups, and he gets hit by wide. He needs to get out of there, just runs straight forward. Ends up getting hit by a stun wave. He's now down to 1 heart. Really, really bad position. It almost feels like Frost can kind of start just trying to trade hearts for a chance to hit Lich, which maybe he might do. Maybe he might play it safe. We'll see. Axem does not seem like the type to just throw away hearts for a slightly improved chance of getting a hit.
I think against Slick there is just a chance he'd lose 4 hearts in a row in like 10 seconds. Well, never mind.
It is true. There is a possibility, but Axem won't let that happen because he confirms the game right here. That makes it 2-0 Axem's favor. We move on. Which means that now it will be me versus Hourai.
I think we'll do losers round 1 first.
Oh, you know what? We have enough. Yeah, that's right. Shut up, Pelt, and keep Evan waking.
I think we should save Shadow Pelt some time.
It's true. You're right. Never mind. We'll do EP versus Shadow Pelt.
I think 2 very aggressive players sometimes as well. I think it'll be very quick.
I think so. Shut Up Health is very aggressive, although he is using this less aggressive style, so I wonder how it's going to play out for him against Kewpie if he decides to use it.
I'm not sure if Shadow Pelt's here.
Well, we'll give him a bit to figure it out. We know that Kewpie is here. Oh.
There we go.
Alright. Actually, it's you versus Shadow Pelt.
Oh, I thought Kewpie was already on it. Oops.
Yeah, I'm the only one on commentary that's fighting right now. But there we go. Shadow Pelt versus Logic was denied. One day Kewpie will remember how to operate his keyboard, and we'll fight Shadow Pelt. Here we go.
There we go.
So probably gonna be Dreadworm Air versus I don't remember what Storm Beast's full name is. Probably just Storm Beast.
I think it is.
Here we go. Kewpie going in right away, trying to get an early hit, ends up getting countered by Shadow Pelt. Shadow Pelt opting to play a little bit more aggressive here, but struggling against the oppressiveness that is Storm. There's a decent dodge there, unfortunately not quite enough to get out.
Worm's basics disappear in storms in colour.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a color mismatch as well. It's not great, but honestly, it might work a bit more to Kewpie's advantage or to Shot Pelt's advantage because projectiles are small and travel and are hard to see. Kewpie's are very big and call attention, so maybe that will help him. Unfortunately, we're not really getting to see that in action right now. He's getting really beat up right now. Those whites stop him from moving. When he stops moving, he gets hit by basic. Storm doing exactly what the character is supposed to do, and takes out Shadow Pelt pretty quickly.
You know, I don't think I've seen these two play before.
What up?
I don't think I've seen these two play before.
You know what? You might be right. I don't think we have. Which makes this a very interesting matchup, all thanks to the unique seating that we have. Unfortunately, Shadow Pelt's movement is not quite good enough. And he gets hit. Nice basic, manages to hit Kewpie, goes for a Novi, but unfortunately Kewpie just steps through it. Shadow Pelt trying to kind of find a way around here. It's a little difficult. He sees an opening and goes through. Unfortunately, he's a little too strong with his movement and overmoves into a basic. Trying to run straight at Kewpie to the other side, not necessarily straight at Kewpie. Gets hit by a basic and that's it. Does a decent trade, gets Kewpie hit right away. Uses basic and hits Kewpie again. Tries for an Holy Fire. Great attempt, but Kewpie was fast enough. Unfortunately, he gets stuck here. Oh, actually, it was a good defensive call. It wasn't quite enough, although he might have gotten hit anyway. Shooting off more lasers. Trying to hit Kewpie with some stray basics, but Kewpie is... stray wides, rather, but Kewpie is really getting hit by him. He's down to his last card. Again, tries to get DS hit. Very brave attempts by Shadow Pelt, but unfortunately it's not enough. That ends the game. Kewpie moves on. Shadow Pelt is eliminated.
If Shadow Pelt here, sorry about the seeding.
Same bullet color is indeed cursed logic.
So whoever loses Jahvaro vs Axemjinx has to face Kewpie now. It's basically a death sentence.
Well, maybe Axem can win. And then if Axem wins, maybe Jahvaro6 can win. And then if Jahvaro6 wins, then maybe Kewpie is gone forever.
What are the odds of all that happening now?
What?
What are the odds of all that
Happening? I don't know. But it's non-zero.
Okay, so we'll beat Jahvaro vs Axem next. I'll just do the ping.
Let's go.
Let me know when they start. I might try and do some bracket things.
I am watching. They are in on the pad.
Okay, I'm here.
All right. Jay Feather, old Frost player, since retired, moved on to several different characters. Going to go up against Axem. Jay Feather actually has one of Frost's most difficult matchups, which is depth. He plays depth. So that's pretty dangerous for Axem. We might see Axem play a different character because he's been experimenting with other characters as he's grown disappointed with Frost. We'll see what happens. Actually, Jay Feather opting for Lich. Interesting.
We've seen this matchup before.
We have. Jay Feather has said before that he thinks that Lich is just depth, but better and easier. So.
Really?
Yes.
At least in this matchup, it feels like depth's much better.
I think so as well. But maybe Jay Feather does not want to put as much effort into dealing with Frost, as Jay Feather does not like. He doesn't like all that effort that he has to put in when he can just play Lich. And so far, it's not working out as well as he would like. He's down 2 hearts. Axem seems to be dodging pretty okay. He's just shooting at a distance, trying to apply some pressure. Manages to get another hit on Jay Feather. Jay Feather down to his last. I apologize. Jay Feather down to his last heart. And well, he's playing a little bit more careful because of it. He really can't get to the other side. You know he wants to. He's got all of his butterflies aligned in the center. He just wants to put down a butterfly on the left side, but he knows if he does that, he's going to be stuck on the wall. That could result in a hit, and that means the cover card. See, he goes right here, manages to get the fly. Now he has a pretty decent setup. Axem's feeling it a little bit. Jay Feather opting to charge into center after getting a hit. Looked like he was going to go for like a on-top flower, but when Axem got hit, it was better to do what he did. Lots of butterflies coming out. Unfortunately, Jay Feather could not quite dodge everything and gets hit, and that's it. Axem going into this with 2 cards, which probably feels good for him. Jay Feather getting hit early. I know he's not happy about it. I'm tired of yawning, but I can't seem to stop it. Jay Feather made a little bit of a crib out of his butterflies. Walls are closing in now. There haven't been any more hits. Jay Feather trying to get up there, puts him to basic down. Axem actually gets hit by a wide that was placed on top of him after having used Sunwave. How sad. Now it's just back to dodging, just waiting it out, see what happens. Axem gets hit at the top. I was just about to comment on the fact that his position was not really great, a little hard to dodge. He's actually not going to the left side, which I think might have been a good idea. Kind of stop being over there and getting over. But I guess Zach's pretty comfy on because while he's up there, but you can't add a butterfly there. Not easily. Fortunately, Axem takes there, allows for a big flower to come to nothing that I can't handle, unless it gets hit by Maiden. Now, last card, finally, actually a bit longer. Longer game one. The game we've been sipping. Maybe Hourai, UT stronger. So far, the bombs. It's good. Wall closing in now. Gonna go with Ram Axem, just continuing around. Jay Feather, another opportunity. Hopefully he doesn't get him. Hit a little dot behind the left side there. now in a plus. Axem's starting to get a little bit cramped now. Jahvaro gets a hit, decides to keep placing butterflies top. I'm surprised he didn't put one down lower. Thought he was going to do that. Uh-oh, Axem gets hit by a wide snipe. Lich does not have very many tools for sniping or kind of just like insta-hitting you, but wide snipe is one of them. And I think it happens again, and that means that game 1 goes to Jahvaro 6.
Sorry, I was just setting something up for the bracket.
That's fine. Oh.
Okay, so Jahvaro's swapping to depth.
Yep.
I think this is Frost's worst matchup by far, but...
Yeah, so we can see that Axem is not even going to pretend to be interested in playing that out. He's just going to switch straight to Silent Red Hood, huh? There you go. QP Storm is a menace. QP Storm is quite good.
Have you seen Kewpie's depth, though?
I have not. But it's depth, and I'm Frost, so...
I couldn't even take a heart.
Let's see, Jahvaro versus Axem, depth versus hook. Let's see if Axem has this hook figured out. I'm so tired of yawning. Definitely going for some bullet spam right there. Seems like he's trying to hit more with basic than anything else. Going a little bit of pressure. Jahvaro isn't phased. He's fine. Axem really trying to lock him in. He's actually doing a decent job, but he doesn't have any eyes to actually confirm that, so Jahvaro doesn't mind being locked in. Wall's already very small, which is dangerous for Red Hood. But Axem manages to get a hit, stops the walls from closing in, maybe feel a little bit more comfortable. Jahvaro tries for a shotgun, does not manage to hit it. Jahvaro again tries for shotgun, but Axem's basic hits first, saves him after. However, he does use Vanish, probably afraid that he's going to get hit by that basic, by that shotgun. Gets another hit with basic. Jahvaro actually not doing very well against this hood right now. And ends up running it into the side of the basic, and that card goes to Axem without more plus. Again, Axem gets a hit with basic. Jahvaro trying to make a big basic and succeeds, but doesn't really do anything with it. Oh, Axem makes a mistake, gets hit by the lingering basic, probably does not feel good. Still trying to hit with a lot of those sides of basic. Really a fan of actually locking in Jahvaro with basic. Jahvaro's still trying to find a way to set up, but can't seem to get anything good going. Axem just keeps moving out of the way somehow. Looks like Jahvaro just wants to get something here, forces Axem to burn his DS. He still gets a hit off of it, so probably quite worth it. Gets a decent basic going in, tries to trap him with everything he's got. Unfortunately, Axem just calls it and runs straight through, doesn't get hit by any of it. Jahvaro has to work and get another setup. And that's not easy with all this pressure that he's dealing with. However, Axem not quite paying attention, ends up getting hit by that basic as it's exploding. Really just trying for the same strategy, still trying to build something up. Axem trying to shut it down. But walls are getting really small now. This isn't looking good for Axem. Unfortunately, Jahvaro runs into a wide, and now he's down to his last part. Axem still has 2. This is not looking great. He gets hit by the side of basic, and that's it. Axem has to make the choice on what he's going to do. He's probably going to end up sticking with Red Hood, because if he switches to Frost, then Jay's just going to stick Red Hood. I mean, he's just going to stick Depth. So he's probably staying, is what I'm expecting.
I wonder if he'll get counterpicked.
I am sure, yeah. He's going to stay. He's going to stay, as I said. He's afraid of Depth. Depth just annihilates Frost, it seems. Jay, they're switching to Sun, which is not super duper ideal, but not awful. It seems that the lobby died, so
It did.
yeah.
My game crashed. I don't know how that's happened.
Well, that's fine. You can't see anything that's happening, but
Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
all right. Well, while Mothfan figures out the problem with his thing,
Okay, there's a new one up now.
I'm gonna leave this lobby now.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. Oh boy.
It's happened again.
Uh-oh. Well, you seem to be having a hard time.
I'm not sure what's going on. This has never happened.
Maybe if you restart Maiden. Oh
No,
wait,
it's
no,
the
it
whole
crashed.
game. The whole game just stopped.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. But we try again. We keep trying, I tell you.
Okay, I'm just gonna maybe like try a Magnus to see if it crashes in that time. I am on control, so if anyone's watching, I will do that.
Alright, well, we can see him going into Lich Magnus versus Frost. He is trying to dodge.
I don't know my
doing a
stun
decent
button.
job. He forgot his stun-bind, which is probably not great. Unfortunately, he gets hit while trying to use wide against this pattern.
It looks like we're safe from crashes now, so I'll just go back to it.
Unfortunately, he gets hit, so the J-Feather 6 Lich, I guess, wins. So he's moving around. Axem decides to not finish this, and
I
the
just
Magnus
wanted
is
to
over.
see if it had crashed in that time.
Well, it didn't crash, so
This
we're
is-
back at it.
Yep.
Maybe we'll get to see some Magnus action another time. But here we are.
Have you seen on the stream the speed at which they come in? Like just 5 of them pop in all at once.
Yeah, we all just ran in here like an adventuring party, and then there's Axem. A little slow. But it is time for Axem versus J-Feather 6. J-Feather's still trying to figure out how to exist. Maybe one day he will figure it out.
Nice, they stayed on the same side. I don't have to change the scoreboard.
Let's go. It was Hood Sun? Yes, it was.
Were any cards taken? I can't remember.
No, that game had not started. It was about to in the lobby crash.
Okay.
We are ready. Okay. Sunfeather versus Axemhood. Let's see what happens. So far, Jfeather opted for a pretty aggressive start, but almost immediately abandoned it when he realized that it didn't work, or wasn't going to work. Instead, starts spamming some diamonds, just trying to kind of slowly build some pressure, but probably gets pressured and abandons it, ends up getting hit by a basic. Axem doing an amazing job at hitting with his basics. Again, trying for some aggression there. Manages to scare Axem into hitting him wide. Gets a hit with his kunai, which is good. Axem hitting a lead, which is what he wants. Decides he doesn't want to deal with diamonds and just vanishes through them. Doesn't have vanish anymore, but it's there for safety to use it for. Jfeather ends up getting hit by a wide. Axem just moving along. Let's see. Some diamonds coming in. Axem manages to dodge them all. Jfeather still putting a little bit of pressure. Basic. Axem really fading that into basic quite heavily. Throwing out some more. Finally got some kunais coming in and uses his advantage to get out. Unfortunately, all the kunais are redirected, so nothing really comes of it. Trying to catch Jfeather, having a little bit of a hard time, and unfortunately the walls were just too close, so he couldn't dodge those diamonds instead. Jfeather does get hit by basic though. Axem, like he had been doing the entire game, just keeping a 1 heart lead. This time he's 1 heart down though. Maybe they'll repeat. Maybe the same thing will happen to him.
So Axemjinx actually got a good chance to win the set here. It's 1-1.
Yeah, he does. It is 1-1. He has 1 card. Axem actually doing a lot better than I thought he would. No offense to him, I just wasn't quite expecting the hood be Sun, or even the hood. But he's doing really well.
He's gotten better so quickly. I remember like beating him a few months ago. That never happened,
Yeah.
no.
Well, we can see Jfeather making a comeback. I don't know if Axem's just starting to lose faith in his dodging, or if Jfeather's doing something different. But Axem is now down to the last card of his first heart. I actually mean no cards.
Second card, no.
No heart. Yeah. Unfortunately, Axemjinx gets hit early. He's really losing this momentum he had managed to build up. Suddenly, this is very dangerous. It looks like Jfeather's trying to play a little bit more aggressive on him. Axem actually not being as faithful to the basic as we initially seen. I wonder if this has something to do with his performance. Manages to get hit by a stray wide there. Maybe stray. Still trying to throw stuff out. Jfeather isn't getting hit by any of it. Axem having a hard time keeping Jfeather pinned down, actually. He's really just kind of wandering entirely free. Manages to hit him there, though. That was a good hit. Good dodge, good dodge. Throwing out some stuff. Unfortunately, he gets hit by another wide. This really isn't looking good. He had so much coming in here, and it looks like it's all just falling apart. He's not giving up. Trying to hit something here, going a little bit aggressive. Jfeather tried to reciprocate, then backed off and got hit for it. Unfortunately, that setup was just a little bit difficult to dodge. Very little safe space there. And Axem gets hit. Definitely a close one, but not quite enough to beat the Sun.
And now Axem's being given the death sentence of Kewpie.
Yes, Axem now has to fight Kewpie. We'll see what happens.
Double first, we have you versus Hourai.
Yep.
Looks like Hourai's in stream.
Oh. Okay, well, I am hungry.
Do you want us to do a bit of losers first? You can have time to eat, or
No, I'll be fine,
Okay.
because I'm just not going to be satisfied.
you've got an excuse.
Well, it's going to be me versus Hourai. Hourai is a pretty good son. He also is a very adept user of SST, but he has not been using that this tournament so far.
What's that stand for?
Sorry?
What's that stand for?
Oh, the secret sun tech that Ailey loves to talk about.
I've never heard of it.
It just means that sun's laggy and
Oh,
strong.
I feel like their connection's gotten better recently. Maybe I'm
I
wrong,
remember when OI first came back, it was so unbelievably bad and one-sided. I've never seen anything like it. But we'll see what happens here. I know Hourai has a particular style when it comes to Sun. Is he really? Why? Okay, the SST is coming out.
Oh no.
But maybe I'll be okay. Or I turned it off. So far, walls are closing in. Getting a little bit scary here. I managed to get hit with a wide, a little bit more of a brave move than I would have used there. Normally I would stay even further back, but I decided for a little bit of aggression because I saw the diamonds were down and wanted to do something. Trying to spawn wides right on top of me, as any Sun will do. Or I'm not getting hit by all of my basics. I do throw out a wide there. Believe it or not, that was actually a misinput. That was supposed to be a roll. But it worked out to my favor. However, using that stone wave did not. Unfortunately, Hourai does not quite expect that and gets hit by unfocused basic. Hourai down to his last card. But I have noticed that players that I fight recently have been struggling only to recover very well later. So we'll see if that's the case this time. I tried to hit him with a stun wave, unfortunately it was not quite enough. Hourai tries to trick me, almost does. Unfortunately, movement gets him hit, which is good for me. Move on to the next card. I'm going to go in a little bit more aggressively. Don't quite get a hit, sadly. Trying to avoid damage here. Really just trying to take center so that Hourai can't bully me too hard. But I do need to be careful because Hourai might just meet me anyway, and then we have some melee, and that's very scary. Uh-oh. Turns out panicking and standing still was the right option. Defensive wide was not, though. That worked out. Hourai looking a little, well, getting back in the center. I'm just going to use roll to run through it. Okay, he does slow me down, tries to trick me up, but it doesn't quite work. Definitely countering my aggression by just running right into me. I don't expect it, don't know how to deal with it, and I just throw away the aggression for safety. However, I misinput there. I did not mean to run into that. I'm not a crit with a lose at heart, but Hourai does not expect my basic, so it's a good way to get everything back. In the corner, a little scared, tried to hit him. Fortunately, basic does not quite come out in time, or in my position maybe, I don't get a hit. Still trying to apply some pressure to Hourai. Oh man, just inside of it. Hourai not phased by my focus spamming. Playing it very calm, the walls are closing in. I tried to hit him, was not quite enough. He does do a tap diamond. I was hoping that maybe I'd still be able to roll through it, like I'd be fine, but it just wasn't enough. So down to the next card, trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Give immediately. Hourai is definitely stuck up against the wall, and he gets scared, which is good. Uses Dispel. Run me around a little bit here. I'm really scared to use my my stun wave. I'm so tempted, but I don't want to get hit by a basic or anything else, but it works out because I get hit with wide anyway. Uh-oh. That was a little scary. But I'm okay. Hourai in the corner. Has to use Dispel. Ooh. Almost got hit there. Oh, run straight into me. Alright, standing still. Again, the right option. Oh man, my thing wasn't ready. I thought it was. There we go. He plays just a little bit too aggressive and I get a hit off. Very good for me. Oh! Okay, I get hit, sadly. I messed up my movement. Another hit on me. Not quite enough to hit Hourai there. There we go. He commits to the wrong direction when moving and gets hit. Oh gosh, that was it. Oh no, I saw it. Oh my god. Okay, whatever. That's game 1. I'm staying. Okay. What is this? Best of 3 or best of 5?
This is best of 3.
Alright, let's see. I get hit early. Again, get hit early. Playing like I'm tilted now. It's definitely not working in my favor. Trying to get some hits off, not quite enough. Just trying to figure something out, really. Uh-oh. Hourai calls me out, positions perfectly, I get hit. Yeah, unfortunately my aggressive approach does not quite work. I'm down to my last card of what could be the last game. Trying to really mentally reset here. Playing a little bit more safely. I know it's very unlikely for him to get hits that way, but maybe if I just wait for him to get closer to me via the walls, I'll have a better chance. So we're just going in endless circles here, or I'm not trying to punish with diamonds, does not seem he believes in that kind of thing. So just endless circles. As the location gets smaller, it gets a little harder. He goes for an aggressive charge there, and it seems like that's enough for him to get hit. I'm trying to play really safely here. Dealing with the... Oh, there we go. That diamond dash gets him hit. Okay, he uses this spell. Probably tried to snipe me. Does not quite get it. Thank goodness for me. Have to use stun wave in order to get out of that. That was really dangerous. Hourai skirts my wide, it looks like. He manages to get hit by a rogue basic. Uh-oh, I get hit, but luckily it's not enough to do any serious damage. Got really scared there. Also messed up, thought my my slow movement was going to last a little longer. Hourai still has ways to go, trying to get through the rest of my hearts, but we're in neutral now, so it's like there's no disadvantage. Hourai trying to put down some more aggressive waffles. Unfortunately, he was not quite able to do it. I take a card. We're now down to the final round of game 2. Hourai's advantage. I'm just doing my best to dodge. trying the same strategy that I did last time, which was to kind of just wait Hourai out. Maybe he'll get tired. Maybe I can win that way, because I'm not beating him on the aggressive melee side. Tries to trick me with a wide there. Luckily, I saw it, so I don't get hit. He is kind of stopping my movement, though. Unfortunately, I mess up my movement and hit a wide. Not what I want to see. Being really safe and just using my stun wave to get out of there. Not quite enough. I'm down to 2 hearts now. Alright, that wait out just a little bit manages to trick Hourai. I can't believe that hit me. Whatever. Yeah, I greeted for it. I tried getting that stun wave off. It wasn't worth it. That's a little sad. A little painful. But I guess I just have to. That's just how it goes. You have to take it.
Hourai has been doing very well lately, so
You smile and wave. Don't cry. Not here. Later. Maybe when I'm streaming, but not right now. So that sends me down to losers. I fight the winner of... Well, actually, no. I fight Logic first. Then, if I win, I'll fight the winner. If not, Logic will fight the winner of the other side of round 2.
I think we'll do a Kewpie versus Axemjinx first to stop you playing twice in a row.
Alright, well, we will go for it. I will be back in a second.
Okay, I'll wait.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello, it's
Thank you for
basically
waiting, although you didn't have to.
everyone in the lobbies. Everyone in the lobbies are spectating except us nearly.
Well, I am here. Thank you all for waiting. I'm not eating. I just I went to go smash my wall a little bit. That's all. Left a few holes. A little red now, but it's okay. Also, I'm no longer hungry, but that has nothing to do with food, I promise.
I'll just do what you need to. There's no bother.
No, I'm ready. We're good. Well, we have Axem versus Kewpie.
Again, it's really brutal to fight Kewpie and lose this round 2, but...
Well, we'll see how this goes. It's Kewpie versus... It's Kewpie Storm versus Axem's Frost. Axem deciding to take up a nice center position, hoping to not get too walled out by Kewpie. Unfortunately, Kewpie starts putting some walls up, and now it's looking like it might be unavoidable for him to be walled in. Maybe not. He manages to stop Kewpie. Kewpie decides to reposition. Starts throwing up some more walls. His clones disappear. He actually gets caught off by a wide. Well done, Axem. That was a good wide. Throwing out some more basics. Manages to hit Kewpie. Kewpie does not quite seem ready right now. Axem enjoying a nice 2-heart lead. Copper, real or fake that is, who knows. We'll see where it leads. Kewpie just throwing out more basics. Axem now unable to avoid getting walled, has to roll through. Unfortunately, he misses the angle, does a little bit of a J-shaped type roll, and gets hit by basic. Even on controller, those angles aren't easy to hit. Axem gets a little trapped in here, could have rolled out of that, but probably was too surprised by the basic and ends up running into it. Kewpie's finally starting to get a flow for how to make those walls. Axem surprisingly safe there, tries to roll through, but it's not quite enough. Needs to roll through again, manages to get it. Pretty important, given that it's his last part. Tries to get Kewpie with a wide, is not quite able to. Manages to hit Kewpie down to last heart for both sides. Nice, manages to just get through it. Actually looks like this decreased size of Storm Beast's basics is helping out a little bit. Axem does manage to keep that card. We move on to round 2 of game 1. Axem just doing his thing, just shooting some basics. Kewpie doing the same. In fact, Kewpie's not even playing around anymore, not even bothering to use unfocused basic or try to trick him with wide. Just going straight for that basic, maybe the occasional wide when he sees that Axem has an escape.
What can you do against this?
As Frost, you just need to be perfect with the timing on your rolls and try not to position in such a way that the basics are too big to roll through. That's what I try to do anyway. There's no way you're going to be able to hit Kewpie, so just hope. And that seems to be what Axem is doing. Manages to retain center stage, which is good, because that buys him a little bit more time before he's forced against a wall and starts getting walled out by Kewpie. However, he is now in a wallable position. We can see that Kewpie is throwing him out. However, Kewpie messes up. I think tried for a flash stop there, but was just a little slow. In a weird position now. Axem still does not quite have a heart lead, but now he actually makes it even, so it's okay. It looks like a mistake on his movement there gets him hit by that wide or that basic. Probably does not feel good. Probably feels bad, actually. But Kewpie gets hit, probably a movement mistake as well. Looks like there's been a lot of movement mistakes here, just a lot of bonking. Unfortunate wide to the face. Axem loses his chance to take game 1. Has to go all over again, and this time he doesn't get a second chance. He messes this up, this game goes to Kewpie. Axem doing a good job maintaining center stage. Trying to apply a little bit of pressure to Kewpie, but you can see that he's hesitant to really go in because he knows that there's just no point. Does manage to get a hit on Kewpie though, which is good for him. If for no other reason than maybe it is a mental toll on Kewpie and will decrease his stamina. Because this is really an endurance battle that Axem is trying to win here. Unfortunately, he chooses Stun Wave instead of Roll and gets hit by a basic. Tries for a really aggressive play there, tries to take Kewpie before the basic comes out, but I don't know if it was the wrong basic type. However, he gets hit again by a basic. Now he's down to 1 more heart. Maybe he won't try any more aggressive plays because that aggressive play just cost him 2 hearts. Kewpie is really not having an easy time dodging. His dodging does not seem to actually be on point. But Kewpie with an uncharged basic hits Axem. Kewpie staying. Axem probably staying. He's considering. We'll see what he does. So far, if Kewpie keeps dodging like this, I think it might actually be a good idea for Axem to stay Frost, because he might be able to win the endurance battle. And I guess that's what he's trying to do. He's going to try and just win the endurance battle here. Kewpie has had times where his dodging is bad, but he's also had times where he recovers his dodging, and it just becomes too strong, and you just can't avoid it. When you can't out-avoid him, and it's over. So we'll see if that happens here. So far, putting out some very hole riddled basic pressure. Covers a lot of the screen, but leaves escape routes. Although Axem avoids all that and ends up getting pushed up against Clone and gets hit. Keep putting out some more basics. Axem doing the exact same thing, just coasting along. Uh-oh, that's a pretty painful wall. Fortunately, he gets hit by that basic before he can roll through the one at the bottom. He was trying to time it well, I could see, but it's just difficult. It may not even have been possible with how they're moving. If he tries to catch that escape route, you can see that he's definitely paying attention to everything that's going on. He's watching Axem for sure, which is actually quite impressive, given that he's also needs to protect himself against basic. Axem tries for a dodge there, almost has it, but not quite enough. Goes for an aggressive play there, very dangerous, and you can see why. It just gets him hit. Now he loses that card, down to what could be his last card. Gets hit by a rogue basic, or rogue wide. Really doesn't feel good. Axem may be trying for something more aggressive here. Looks like he's getting impatient. Could be getting a little frustrated in the same way that I was getting frustrated earlier fighting Hourai. Tries for a roll around the perimeter of the basic, not enough. He's now down to 2 hearts. Really trying to maintain that center stage. Unfortunately, moving around is just asking to get hit, and Axem is just begging, he's requesting it with all this movement. Kewpie is happy to oblige wide. Axem ends up getting hit by basic. That is game. Axem is eliminated and Kewpie moves on.
Thanks to Axem for the games, that was fun.
He did quite well in the beginning when he was playing more patient.
Okay, we'll do a UVS logic next.
Okay, well, after my little side rant, it's now time for me versus Logic. As we saw before, I've been playing Frost this entire event. Logic stuck on Lich. So we'll see what happens here.
Show Jahvaro why this matchup's good.
I'm going in against Logic. Logic going in a little bit aggressive here, putting a flower a little close to me, which might seem like a good idea initially, but when I kind of go past it like this, it seems like it's kind of not covering up as much space. Logic gets hit by Stray Basic. I hit him with Stun Wave. He wasn't quite expecting it. I get 2 hearts pretty quickly. 3 hearts, actually. Logic is looking a little hit here. I try to go for a cheeky wide twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Doesn't work. I give up.
The 7th one would have.
Huh?
7th one would have worked.
Oh yeah, it's true. Maybe I'll try for it again one day. For now, I'm just kind of skirting along, trying to dodge. Tried for a very cheeky dodge there. It was a little too fast for me. Going in a little aggressively, he goes to my first card, gets hit by the second one. Somewhat quick first game, in my favor. Logic tries for a basic, but he wasn't quite prepared for he'd need to move afterward and gets hit again for putting down, just being in a weird position against my basic. I'm trying to apply pressure. Unfortunately, he sees that and hits me right in the face. Still trying to apply pressure. Not quite able to do it. I at least have center stage now, trying to prevent him from regaining it. But I'm not doing the best job, it seems. He's got these butterflies in a weird position, does manage to hit me, puts another one on top of me. I am now considering toning down the aggression a little bit because I cannot keep track of where everything is. It's getting me hit. As I say that, I go right into his face. Messed up my movement there, trying to be a little fast. And suddenly this is looking bleak for me. Unfortunately, I don't get the glitch and don't get to Stun Wave out of Flower, so I get hit. Now I'm down to just 1 card. Didn't really hit against Logic. Good for me. I'm just going to throw out some basics a little bit. Maybe I'll get a hit on him. Run for the stamina. Maybe not. Logic definitely trying to cut off my movement here. Good for him. I'm going around. Managed to get hit off. Unfortunately, Stun Wave does not quite last long enough and I can't get that hit. The roll away just made too much distance. Managed not to make a mistake there on my movement, thank goodness, although it was a little slow, so it doesn't quite work out as well as I would have liked. I'm just going to roll through it. Surprised he doesn't basic me there. It was probably a hit. Good for me anyway. Definitely a cramped position. Not getting hit, which is good. Anyhow. It's kind of fun. Although my dodging does not really feel good if you ask me. Do a little bit better. Definitely a little bit scary to be in this position against Lich. Have no space to myself now, and I do get hit for it. Alright. Trying to play a little bit aggressive here. Or just trying to keep on him. I managed to take game 1, so we go in it again. He places Flower a little late. He could have actually escaped that basic, but it does not quite work out for him. He loses 2 hearts pretty quickly. Axie goes all the way out from shelter, trying to really build something up here. I tried to get a little fast. Been trying to work on that movement inside of wide, and I just can't seem to do it for some reason. Thinking maybe it isn't something I want to try practicing in the middle of an event. However, he is away from home, and I'm really trying to be aggressive. He gets away from me, manages to reset up. I'm still trying to get close to him, but I don't want to push too hard for it. If I can't get to him, I can't get to him. Just wait it out. Tried to hit him there, but he does skirt my stun. But he gets hit. Okay, he is not quite sure where to move. Gets hit by my stun wave. Moving on to the next game. Tried to hit him with my stun wave, doesn't quite work. I've never been very good at round start stun wave against Lich. Oh, he's making mistakes with his movement. Puts himself in a bit of a position there. Maybe not. Has a nice little wall to kind of stop me from getting in there. I'm just shooting my basics off. Okay, I tried for a bit of a stylish basic there and it just gets me hit. Was not worth it. However, I do reclaim that with a wide. He's now down to his last heart of his tournament game. I luckily do not get hit by that. Trying to go in a little bit fast here. And Logic just is not quite ready for it and gets hit there.
Thanks to Logic for the games.
Yep. I get to move on, and that means that I have to
play Kewpie.
Fight Kewpie. But I think it will be Hourai versus Jahvaro first.
I think we'll actually do it the other way around if you don't mind.
Oh, you'd rather that? Sure.
Okay, thanks.
That's fine. However, since Kewpie's taken his leave, I'm also going to be back.
That's fine. I'm not sure if I told the stream, but next we're doing a Jahvaro vs Kewpie and lose the semis.
Okay, I'm back.
Right. Okay, I'm ready as well.
A. Okay. It's me versus Kewpie. Kewpie going with Storm, me going with Frost. Almost as though Kewpie is replaying this matchup again. Early hit. I like to see it. But as we saw in that matchup versus Kewpie and Axem, I can still make a mistake and end up getting hit, just like there. I should have just rolled through it, but I was trying to be cool on my movement. Not this time, just gonna roll through it. Kewpie does not expect me to use Stun Wave there and gets hit for melee. Not quite fast enough there and get hit by that that basic. My movement is awful right now. I don't know what happened. There we go. Kewpie gets hit. What I need, because I probably was hit there. Just shooting basics. I took a risk. I gotta, man. It hurts because, it feels bad to roll through the basics, but it would really make my life easier. Uh-oh, good hit there. Just maintaining tighter stage, doing actually a very similar approach to what Axemjinx did. Unfortunately, I paid for it with a basic there. Tried for a little bit of aggression, but I remembered that Axem got hit for it. Didn't do it myself. Gonna roll this time. I've decided to not jeopardize myself for the short-term glorification of just running through basic. Kewpie definitely tries to trip me up there and almost does. Little late on that base, on that wide there, but it's okay. Not in a great position whatsoever. Trying to wide Kewpie out, just want to kind of keep him a little bit still. Unfortunately, that wide happens to go for me and I get hit there. Again, tried for a wide. My Stun Wave unfortunately doesn't come out in time. I don't know if I would have made it anyway, but that's game 1 for Kewpie. I'm staying Frost. Kewpie gets hit early, just like last time. Thank goodness he got hit. That Y was coming right for me and I was not ready for it at all. Alright, Kewpie does not quite expect that and gets hit. I just had to go all the way around in the hopes that it will be a little safer for me, and I guess it was? I'm not quite sure. I didn't get hit, and that's a big thing for me. However, I used all of my defensive skills here in a bad position. Not the best idea, for sure. Kewpie does get hit. Alright, go for a roll there. Luckily I don't get hit. I'm trying to go all the way under because I know Kewpie's trying to trap me in. He doesn't catch it in time, so I get to go out. I'm playing it a little safe here. I'm a little scared of his, something, I don't remember. It's a little hard to commentate and play at the same time. But I do get a hit. Kewpie definitely playing for the corner there. Unfortunately, it's a little bit difficult for him to do. I tried for something cheeky there, and it almost costs me. Luckily, Kewpie was not quite able to catch it. Definitely not. He can make some distance, doesn't want to take a risk, just wants to go back to walling. Very understandable. Unfortunately, that clone up time was not enough. Trying to redirect that a little bit. It seems to work out. Oh! Very close. I managed to avoid getting hit there, thank goodness. Down to min walls now. Oh man, it wasn't ready. Kewpie tries for the melee there. Unfortunately, melee's a little random and he gets hit. I'm staying. Kewpie also staying. Taking a second to breathe here. Get right into it. Game 3. It's the last one. Uh-oh, Kewpie gets hit early. Not good. He had a good setup there. It would have been really hard for me to escape it. Just playing a little bit safe here. Ooh, it was close. Oh man, I messed up my roll and I get hit for it. Kewpie seems to be a little bit more focused on dodging. Fortunately, he gets hit there. Well, fortunately for me. Definitely fortunately for me. As much as I want to root for Kewpie, I happen to be his competitor, so I want to root for me too. I try for a roll there, and I do get hit. Alright, Kewpie tries to read what I'm going to do, doesn't quite read it right. Unfortunately, I couldn't decide between roll and stun, so that indecision gets me hit. Either would have worked. Oh wow, he does not see it and gets hit. Kewpie definitely trying to be careful here. No, oh my god, my stun wave again doesn't come out. I just didn't quite position well for it. I'm playing very safe. Oh my god, those wides. Ooh, I'm surprised I didn't get hit there. Aw, oh, man. Alright, Kewpie gets hit. Just really trying to work on my dodging here. Ooh, really scary. Good thing Kewpie gets hit. Oh my god, the wide. Okay, he gets hit there. He's down to his last heart. I still have 2. But that really does not mean... Oh, there we go. That means a lot. While the hearts are very, you know, hit or miss. I guess a card is in a way too, but it's a lot more guaranteed. I don't know. I'm not sure quite how to explain it. I saw that coming. Unfortunately, I couldn't find a way to outmaneuver it. Definitely trying to just apply some safe pressure. Although it's still really it's really hard to say if anything is safe when you're dealing with Frost constantly shooting at you while you're setting up. As safe as it can be, anyway. Just more shooting going off. I'm not going to take that risk. Decide to roll through it. Hopefully, I don't pay for it here. Kewpie goes in there as a distraction, and it actually works quite well. He knew that I was going to get distracted. If I had called it out, I would have been able to hit it sooner. I just didn't quite realize. Oh my god, the wides. I knew I shouldn't have rolled. Well, I guess the roll was fine. I just should have been a bit better prepared. Unfortunately, that's it for me. A little bit. I don't know.
Okay, so it'll be winners finals next with Hourai and Jahvaro.
Yep, we'll watch that next.
Is that Jahvaro? No, it's not.
Yeah, it's someone else.
I'll explain to them.
Well, we'll see what happens here. All right, depth versus sun. So far, Jahvaro, just like usual, trying to find a way to set up. Might find a little bit more difficult against Hourai here. It seems like he's trying to stay at a mid-range so that he can go in and out of aggression as he pleases. However, that is not quite 100% an option against Hourai because Sun has Diamond Dash, which can basically just act as an escape. Unfortunately, this wood doesn't quite last long enough, and Jfeather gets hit there. Throws out another something. I don't know, my mind is shutting down a little bit. Tries again to get a hit, uses wide. Unfortunately, he's right inside and neither one of them gets hit. Then Jfeather is taken out. That first card goes to Hourai. Hourai gets hit by some diamonds, but then immediately hits back with shotgun. Sorry, other way around, but you know what I mean. Again, Jfeather gets hit by some wides. Tries for a vertical basic, does not seem to be what he wants, so he readjusts it. Trying to cover up that gap, and he actually, Hourai messes up his movement a little bit and gets hit. Throws in another basic. Hourai's a little cramped here, and he knows it, has to use his Dispel in order to avoid getting hit. Jfeather wants to go through those wides, but they actually close too narrow for him to really feel like he can do it. Gets stuck there and then ends up getting pinched by basic and wide. Manages to run through all of that. Puts down a big Jellycat. Not quite enough because Hourai has Dispel, but it's been burned. Maybe Jfeather can find a way to take advantage of that. He certainly wants to. He's trying to. You can see it here. Good wide prevents Hourai from getting through without getting hit. Unfortunately, Jfeather just does not know how to dodge the diamonds very well, and ends up getting hit by Hourai.
I should mention this is a best of 5.
Alright. Makes this game 1. Jfeather, currently silent, opts to stay. Feels as though this Sun might be his best option. Or sorry, this depth. I don't think Hourai is, or Jfeather is confident in his ability to mirror Hourai, and I don't think he is very confident in his Lich against Hourai, so this is his best option. So far, he's got a hit, so maybe it feels like there's a little bit of advantage there. Jfeather trying to go in, doesn't want to make it obvious that he's going to go for a shotgun, so he just opts for wide and then walks away. Has a big basic coming in, again throws out a wide, really relying on that wide. It's really working quite well for him, it comes out so fast and it's hitting Hourai. Jfeather trying for anything, doesn't quite get a hit off. Throws another basic down, more wides. Not quite getting what he needs, but he just has faith in those wides, and those wides are serving him very well. Hourai does not seem to be able to deal with it. Hourai trying something a little different here. Seems like he's really trying to hug very hard Jfeather. It could be that he's becoming less scared of shotgun because Jfeather simply isn't using it. However, Jfeather just decides to space and gets a hit with wide, giving him the first card. Jfeather a little pinch there, but gets out without a hit. Again, his classic setup of basic into cat into wide, covering up all the spaces, working quite well. Did not want to risk getting hit there, wouldn't have been worth it, because Hourai has Dispel and just risky. Jfeather has to use that Jellycat to get out. Thinks he might be fast enough to get to the basic, but just isn't quite there, and ends up getting hit. Gets hit by another wide. He is now down to 2 hearts, losing that advantage that he had come in here with initially. Gets a good pinch on Hourai, trying to bring this back, maintain that advantage, make sure that he doesn't lose it. Fortunately, he gets hit by a wide, and now he's down to his last heart of his first card. So he at least has a buffer, but you never want to use your buffer. It always feels bad. Jfeather tries going in, isn't quite enough. doesn't get hit, or I really trying to push him aggressively. Jfeather does not get hit by the diamonds. Pretty significant. Very close. Jfeather manages to turn that aggression that Hourai had used against him and gets a hit. Jfeather a little scared of the diamonds, is a little bit too slow. If he took a taller, if he went up instead of straight left, he might have had a chance. But it seems that the diamonds are the end-all be-all when it comes to who wins these games. Jfeather needs to find a way to beat the inevitable last part diamond. But before that happens, something else has to happen the rest of this game. So, let's see if he can come in with an advantage. Puts a little pressure on, not quite enough to hit Hourai because, again, of Dispel. Jfeather's dodging, not quite on point, so he can't get through those waffles. Trying to keep Hourai pinned. Hourai isn't having it. His Dispel is up again, so now he has a buffer in case Jfeather does do something like that to him. Jfeather does not want to deal with diamonds, just cats through them. Feeling a little bit pinched. Again, that Jellycat cooldown really helping him out there. Hourai not quite aware of the size of the basic and ends up getting hit by it, which might be a relief to Jfeather as he was in a bit of a difficult situation at that time. Moving forward, his wide gets eaten by his Jellycat. Throws out more wides just to be a little bit scary for Hourai. Goes through a nice little gap, gets close. Threatened Shotgun actually uses wide, but backup covers both, I think, for Hourai, at least at that angle. However, Hourai still gets hit. He's now down to his last part of the last card of game 2. He eats all of his wides, giving Jfeather free reign to just move. Jfeather definitely trying to keep him pinched, but Hourai manages to get out. Suddenly Jfeather's in a weird position, does a pretty good dodge, not quite enough. The slight stun takes him out, and Jfeather just gets a little bit greedy there, and it takes him out. That's game 2. Jfeather, without even saying anything, he stays. It is now game 3. Jfeather's last chance. If he loses this game, it is over for him. But he gets an early hit. Seems like a pretty common thing with these sets that we've had. We keep getting early hits, and it gets turned around on them. Jfeather max charges the cat, nothing comes of it. Hourai just stands in place and puts down basic, and Jfeather's forced away. Jfeather really trying to fish for that wide snipe. He is definitely a big enjoyer of wide. Unfortunately, he gets hit by wide there, and his setup disappears, and the walls are no longer closing in, and it just feels like it's all falling apart for Jfeather. But he still has a chance. Again, tries for that basic cat wide combo, but he misspaces a little bit, and his wide ends up getting killed by his cat. Does manage to get a hit on Hourai with Shotgun. Then managed to get a hit on Hourai, I think, with Exploding Basic. Suddenly the heart count has been evened out. Jfeather in an awkward position there. Positions well. Actually manages to, I think he hits him with the new basic. Not sure. But he does manage to reverse it and beat Hourai. Well done, Jfeather. On to game 2. Fine for some quick setups here. Nothing guaranteed, but something that might be unexpected. But Hourai expects all of it, and manages to actually get hit by a wide as he was passing through. Then gets hit by Shotgun. Puts himself in a bit of a pinchable position there. Jfeather makes a mistake with his movement, gets hit by diamonds. Still maintains an advantage, but is well aware that at any moment it can go away. Playing a little bit risky there, and you can see that it manifests in a hit against Jfeather. More basic spam from Hourai. Gets hit by that exploding basic, was not ready for it. Trying to spam diamonds to hit Jfeather. Gets hit by a wide. Jfeather's wides have just been shutting down Hourai every single time. He just cannot escape. Hourai's trying to find a different way out. We'll see if he can find it in this next game. It's game 4. Jfeather still can't afford to lose any games, but now he's also one game closer to victory. We'll see if he can get that sweep that he needs. Hourai trying for some diamonds, doesn't quite hit it. Nice little pattern from the double wide there. Jfeather starting to go in, tries for a shotgun there. Axie manages to hit it, but trades with the basic. I don't know how he feels about that, but if nothing else, it speeds up the game. Jfeather accidentally bonks into a wide. You can see him run right into it and come off the wide. Tries for the combo, but this time omits basic, or omits wide. Unfortunately, tries for a wide there. Maybe a little bit of greed, maybe just a misread, I don't know. But he gets him hit, and then he gets hit by diamonds, and that is Jfeather's first card. A very significant card, because it could be his last one. Gets hit. Now against the wall, feeling like it's in an awkward position, trying not to get hit by these wides that Hourai's making run into, but he miscalculates how fast he can move from where he was, and gets hit. Unfortunately, somehow Jfeather just gets comboed, and that's it. That's game. 3-1 for Hourai. Which means we have Hourai versus Kewpie. Kewpie coming from
Jfeather
losers.
versus Kewpie.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was winner's bracket.
Yeah, that was winners final, so we're into losers now.
I am ahead of myself. How many times have you had to correct me on the bracket now? This is the 4th time?
But Hourai's doing really well this tournament, it seems. He might win 2 in a row. One last one as well.
Yep. It is now Jfeather versus Kewpie. We'll see what he does.
I might have to put it in the Discord as well.
I'm sorry?
I might have to put it in the Discord as well. I don't think Jfeather's in the lobby, maybe.
Yeah, you can post it in the Discord. You don't need my permission for it.
No, I'm just saying. Are you in?
I am now.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Okay. Jfeather 6 versus Kewpie. Jfeather opting for Sun and gets an early hit on Kewpie. Probably happy about that. Alright, but I'm back now. I can see that both have gotten hit once since I left for a second. Jfeather forced to use Dispel, but better to use it than get hit. trying to throw out some various projectiles here. Seems to be doing a pretty decent job of stopping Kewpie from making too many walls. Goes for some diamond spam here. Kewpie has a hard time dodging it, it's just not quite enough. Jfeather does not hit the opening as he wants to and gets hit for it. Does some decent movement, doesn't get hit there. Hits Kewpie. Hits Kewpie again. This time gets hit by the back of the basic. Jfeather trying to kind of keep Kewpie a little bit pinned with the wides. Kewpie actually miscalculates where he needs to be against wide, or basic and gets hit for it. Then gets hit by, I think, what was a wide? Game goes to Jfeather. That's game one. Jfeather probably happy about that, maybe thinking he wants to ride some momentum going into game two. Looks like Kewpie is having a little bit of a difficult time against Sun. We'll see how he recovers, if he recovers. Jfeather thinks that he can make it. Unfortunately, he cannot, making some mistakes to me, trying not to use abilities. Tries to reclaim center stage, and he does, but it costs him a heart. Now he's down to 2 to Kewpie's 4. More projectiles are going out from both sides. Was going to say no one gets hit there, but actually Jfeather does by what appeared to be a wide. Walls have stopped growing, or have stopped closing. Kewpie playing a little bit on the offensive side there. Jfeather playing very close to those projectiles, and unfortunately it's not quite enough. He gets hit. I don't know if Kewpie's dodging got better, or if Jfeather's got worse, or if there's some other force at hand here. But Jfeather is not doing nearly as well as he was to start. Does get a diamond snipe though. Jfeather trying to put some very close wides together. Maybe stop Kewpie's approach. Jfeather gets pinched. Now down to his last heart of his last card of game 2. Uses Dispel to get through. Still fighting, trying to get this this card. Comes a little bit close there, getting hit. Again, Kewpie gets a little greedy though, wants to confirm that. Jfeather sees it, counters with Diamond, and gets a hit. Getting ever closer to getting that card, restoring his livestock, and uh-oh. I don't even get to finish that sentence, and Jfeather is taken out. 1-1. Jfeather appears to be showing displeasure with that extended ellipses. I'm not quite sure. Oh, he was very confused with what hit him. We're seeing signs of potential tilt from Jfeather. If it's wide, I'm going to throw my monitor. It may be in Jfeather's best interest not to check the VOD. Perhaps after. You don't need a monitor to play when you're not playing. But during would not be a good idea. Anyhow, Jfeather tries for a hit. Unfortunately, he gets hit first. Goes under all of this stuff, manages to escape, only to get hit by basic. Does get a hit on Kewpie. Kewpie did not quite script that correctly. Gets hit by the back of wide, basic. Kewpie flash steps. It's clear that he wants to not give up that position. That's why he did it. And in the end, he really won't have to give up much because he gets that hit with a melee basic that Jahvaro runs into. Jahvaro goes under it. Jahvaro again tries something aggressive there. Too aggressive. None of Sun's moves come out first, so it's difficult to melee. Jahvaro throwing out some diamonds. Just adding a little bit more pressure here. Trying to keep those diamonds up, but decides it's not worth it, wants to reposition so he can keep making more waffles. He uses Dispel as it gets a little too hard to dodge. Unfortunately, he puts himself in a bad position trying to get close to Kewpie and gets hit for it. Then he gets hit again with a melee tactic. Jahvaro seems to want to play, he seems to want to go in there. It looks like he's trying to fish for some hits. Unfortunately, it does not work out. That makes game 4. Jahvaro again going under. He's been often going under the basics. He's aware of the opportunity when it exists and tries to take it whenever he can. Makes for the easiest dodge, I suppose. Unfortunately, no such dodge exists here. He has to use Dispel in order to avoid getting hit. Then he gets hit by basic anyway. And then he gets hit by charged basic. Trying to go in, trying to maintain center stage. It's difficult. He's doing his best. Manages to get hit with wide. That's how it starts. Throwing out more stuff. Another hit with wide. Like I said, that's how it starts, and it's continuing. Uses Diamond Dash to just narrowly escape that charge basic. EP now reset. Jahvaro still dodging narrowly. It really seems like he's trying to maintain that mid distance from Kewpie to apply as much pressure as he can. Has to use Dispel to avoid getting hit. Kewpie thought about finishing it there, but decided against it because he doesn't want to risk getting hit. Scary position to be in. Unfortunately, Jahvaro's Dispel cooldown is a little too long. He can't manage it, gets hit. We move on to what could be his last card of this set. Or last card of his tournament, really. Jahvaro using Dispel to get a little bit close there. Wants to try and, again, maintain that center stage. Center stage is just so important to him. Kewpie is fine being on the edges. He knows that as long as he keeps dodging, his time will come. Jahvaro, indecisive on where he should move, gets hit by that melee basic. Jahvaro gets hit by a wide that he did not see incoming. Uses Dispel for safety. Still trying to hit Kewpie with whatever he can. None of it is working. Puts himself in a scary position there, but manages to Diamond Dash right out of it. Kewpie eventually gets hit by that wide. Down to 3 hearts. We've seen the position commonly. Jahvaro is always behind by 2, gets 1 hit, and then it's just over. Jahvaro not wanting that to happen again uses his Dispel for safety. Walls are starting to close in now. He's got some good wide placement down, manages to pinch Kewpie between a wide and a basic. Gets greedy trying to maintain that aggressive distance that he had from Kewpie. Gets hit, and then he loses his final card, and that's it. 3-1 for Kewpie.
Well, thanks to Jahvaro for coming.
As if on cue, Mothfan thanking every single entrant who has been eliminated from the tournament, with the exception of me, but I am on commentary.
Yep,
so
I'll thank you at the end.
And with that, Jahvaro is gone. It is now time for Grand Finals. Hourai versus Kewpie.
I think this is a set we've seen a lot recently. I think we saw it twice in the last ATM as well, so...
Yes. Well, they do seem to be our current best at the moment. I'm not quite good enough to contest them. Maybe one day, but today's not that day. Maybe next time. Maybe not. We'll see. Depends on if they even enter. These two don't always enter every event that they can. And sometimes when Kewpie does, he doesn't even play his mains. He likes to experiment. Well, Kewpie has gotten Storm every single game so far. Same with Hourai going Sun. This game is no exception. Jayfeather's Sun, while formidable, was not quite enough to beat Kewpie. Let's see if Hourai's is. He did it last time. So far, he's making it work this time. I'm not quite sure what the stylistic difference is that's allowing Hourai to do so much better. It is too early to really say it's that much better, though. A lot can change. Like that, getting hit right there. Almost being forced to use Dispel as another sign things might not be going as well as you would like. Or maybe Hourai is just skirting according to plan. Good movement. Kewpie trying to really trick him up with unfocus into wide. And that wacky movement is hard to control, and it gets him hit. Then he gets hit by either a basic or a diamond, but the point is he gets hit. That movement that Kewpie was going for was just too hard for him to control. You can see that he's trying to do the same strategy now, but he's holding focus a lot more. He's learned that it is hard to control Scorn, you just have to go slow. Manages to get a hit. Forced to use Dispel. Kewpie tries to trip him up with a sneaky clone placement, but it's not quite enough. Kewpie trying to maintain that aggressive distance and gets hit by wide, but then Hourai gets hit by basic that came later. Now back out at the back, messes up how his movement, gets hit by just a raw basic. Not something you want to see. Again, forced to use Dispel, but that shield is there. Use it. Trying to throw out some diamonds, doesn't quite work out, ends up getting meleeed for it. Or I perhaps was not quite expecting Kewpie to just rush through so fast. Trying again for diamonds, knows that Kewpie can run through it, so he just drops it early. Being very careful, he's very scared of all of these wides coming through. Manages to hit Kewpie with something, I don't know what it was. Hourai takes game. Gets hit by a wide. Decides to reposition back to center stage. Trying to throw out some wides to maybe snipe Kewpie or even scare him. They end up just doing a late trade of hits. Hourai still a little behind, but unfazed. He is perfectly content continuing to make waffles. Forced to use Dispel. Almost gets hit there. Perhaps he thought the Dispel might last long enough to delete it. Just throwing out a bunch of stuff, really. Kewpie now down to last heart. Same with Hourai, getting hit by more of those rogue wides. A little bit scary there. He was trying to maintain pressure, but he has to really skirt those basics in order to avoid getting hit. Goes straight through that basic wall. Manages to get a hit again with something. I have no idea what it is. Alright, just throwing out more stuff. Kewpie has him pinned against the wall, he's forced to use that Dispel. Hourai just decides, well, I have long invincibility, let's just run through it. Bad position. Oh wow, he had the dispel up. I didn't realize. Saves him and nets him a hit in the end. It looks like Hourai might be using some SST here. He's going a little fast. Hourai definitely making use of dispel. Just really as much as you can, spamming it. Tries to use the standing still call out, gets hit for it. Manages to get a hit with, I think it was wide. Gets a hit with, I think, what was basic. QP down to last heart. Tries to get him to run into behind wide. Doesn't get it. Hourai gets hit by basic. He's down to his last heart. QP gets hit by, again, I have no idea. It's impossible to see what's hitting. That's game 2 in Hourai's favor. If I recall correctly, Jahvaro won the first game, and then fell off from there.
Just one more and it's a tournament.
Huh?
One more for Hourai and then it's a tournament.
It is. QP still has a whole bracket reset he has to go through if he wants to win this. So it's quite the return trip. Alright, opting for some diamonds, thinks it might make QP uncomfortable. QP decides not to pay it any mind since he has the whole other side of the field and just throw some basics at him. Hourai playing still pretty defensive. Just minding his own business, trying to throw out some wides, prevent QP from getting too close. But it looks like, well, just as I was about to say that, QP runs close and gets hit. More projectiles flying. QP trying to avoid those hits. Hourai trying to get a little close there, making QP uncomfortable. Gets a hit with Diamond. That's a pretty scary Diamond, but QP knows that he can just stand still and avoid it. QP a little closer than Hourai would like to see, but he manages to make some distance and QP bonks on something. QP down to the last card. Hourai makes a movement mistake and gets hit in the back with basic. He decides he doesn't want to wait for that basic to open up and just uses Dispel. Maybe he was afraid of QP capitalizing on how long it was going to take. But he gets a hit. Then he gets another one. QP almost gets hit by that inside diamond. Ends up running straight towards Hourai for safety. Hourai uses Dispel to avoid getting hit. Tries to run through something, realizes he can't, has to double back and gets hit. Gets hit again, trying to maintain center stage. Down to his last card of the first card. Of his first card, rather. And now he loses it. This is actually QP's first big win? No, I think QP's had more. Nonetheless, it's still very important for QP because it resets his heart stock. And brings him one round closer to victory. Alright, try for some diamond snipes. Not quite enough, but he at least has some field presence with these wides. Throwing out some more diamonds, QP uses flash step to get out of it. Hourai can't quite escape that, gets hit. Hourai narrowly escapes the minimum charge basic and then has to Dispel for the uncharge. Manages to hit QP with something. Throws out more wides. Basics kind of holding QP back, or I'm maybe not paying attention to his cooldowns, and gets hit. 2-3. QP ends up running straight into a wide with some speed that's just too fast to control. Hourai uses Dispel because he just wants to get out of position right away. Kewpie ends up double backing into that diamond, now down to his last heart of the last card of what could be the tournament. Hourai again uses Dispel. Seems like Hourai is enjoying using Dispel early to get up situations before they get too bad. Minimize the dodging he needs to do. However, he gets hit, and then Kewpie manages to save it. It is 2-1 for Hourai. Kewpie just barely staying alive. But now he has a whole nother game to get through. That is both a blessing and a curse, if you ask me. Hourai gets hit by an early basic, then gets hit by an a charge basic as well. Loses 2 cards or 2 hearts pretty early. Trying to scare Kewpie with some diamonds, it works. Kewpie flash steps and he is out of the danger. They've both used their DSs actually. Throwing out some more wides and diamonds. Doing what he can to get some hits. Hourai opting not to use the Dispel, a little unlike him. Maybe he just thought the dodge was just that easy. But he's forced to use it now. Trying to catch Kewpie with the basic diamond, not quite enough. Really not quite enough. They are now down to the border limit, but it just opened up as Hourai gets a hit. Then he gets another one with diamonds. Now they are both down to 2 hearts. Actually, he gets a triple hit. Kewpie goes down to 1 heart. A bit devastating. It actually ends up being a quad, and Kewpie is taken out. Seems like he can't catch a break. He's always under pressure. This is his last card. Again. Kewpie trying not to let it get to him. Just keep on the pressure as he usually does. Hourai feels the pressure gets too strong, decides he needs to get out. Tries to stand still, calling out Kewpie, thinking he's not going to do anything. Gets hit by melee basic. Kewpie tries to make some distance, gets hit by wide. Hourai getting hit by a basic he was not quite paying attention to. Still with that center stage, ends up getting hit by Kewpie on the switch up with the basic. Forced to use Dispel, but he's all out of defensive options, and Kewpie looks like he's looking to get a little bit aggressive here. He does. He tries to go in, doesn't get a hit off. Going for it again, doesn't want to commit. But he gets a hit with Clone Basic, and now we go to the last card. Kewpie always still in this. He's not giving up. He knows that there's always a chance no matter what the lives say. Or even maybe what the position is. This time, he's the one getting the early hit. Throwing out some stuff. Hourai finds his way out. Kewpie gets hit by a diamond, or not a diamond, a wide. I saw this time. Hourai just trying to put some more stuff down, maybe trying to stop Kewpie's approach, and then also put it just close enough to where he could back into it as well. Got a bit of diamonds coming out, trying to apply some pressure, scare Kewpie. Unfortunately, Kewpie does not have flash stuff up and is not quite able to dodge those diamonds, gets hit. He's now down to 2 hearts. Actually, now he's down to 1. You can see the pressure is mounting again. Kewpie being a little bit careful with his movement here. Manages to avoid those diamonds. Throwing out more basics. In a bad position here, has to use Flash Step. That Flash Step combined with the speed of Wide really allows him to escape. Hourai was hoping that that hit would happen, but it doesn't, so he gets hit, has to use Dispel as well in order to avoid getting hit at the top. Kewpie under a lot of pressure right now. His speed is so dangerous. It's so hard to control. He's doing a great job. Doubles back, uses Flash Step. Hourai forced to use Dispel. They're playing a little close now, just throwing out just anything they can. And unfortunately, Kewpie is just not able to handle it. He can't do it. He gets hit by a wide, and that marks the end of the game. Kewpie gets second place. Hourai gets first place. The count is 3-1.
So that's the tournament then.
That is.
Thanks everyone for playing, and we're going to do a results readout now. I'll send you a message, Jahvaro, with it all.